Sandra was sad. When Anthony was departing, her mind was giving her a doubt that Anthony is not coming back. Anthony was a rich guy and humble. He come to Membron to supervise one of his dad company. He fell in love with Sandra. He promised her he will come back to marry her. Will Anthony abandon her? And she is pregnant. She watched him departing with a tearful face. Her mother have warned her to never fall in love with him. After 2 years of waiting for Anthony had not Sandra have never heard of Anthony. One afternoon, a text he didn't bother to ask for his Sandra by Anthony. She called his number. Anthony, his mother had married. Warned her not to call him again. Shocked. Her mother was filled with a lot of questions and calling her such a name. What had happened to Anthony? She made up her mind to visit him, and he may consider her or her baby. Sandra was keeping on looking at Anthony wedding invitation. She was confused. She was at the train station. How can he abandon her? He betrayed her and about to marry another girl. The train horn loudly. Anthony and Sandra come face to face with the help of Frey. Anthony friend. Sandra keep calm and brave. Anthony explained to her that he was not interested in her again, and he was about to marry his parents' choice. Sandra was angry with herself. How can he say such? Was he forced? She asked what to do with the pregnancy. He told her to keep it and promise her he will fulfill his duties as a father. Sandra was weeping profusely. Anthony too was hurt deeply. He think within his mind to consider her. How will he tell his parents? Tomorrow his wedding. Sandra is carrying his daughter. His fiancée too is pregnant. He think of renting apartment for her and fulfill his responsibility. He can later tell his fiancée about her. After his wedding, he didn't want his parents' reputation to destroy. He think deeply. Sandra was right in the church. When Anthony wed Rose, Anthony was sad throughout the program. Sandra feel betrayed and helpless. Frey was there to help her. Rose come from a rich wealth family. Anthony mother had knew everything about Sandra pregnancy and promised to accommodate Sandra if she can keep her daughter identity after birth to save them for future reputation. Anthony was happy that at least he can see his child. Sandra accept.
Anthony was always checking Sandra picture. Every night imagine how he betrayed her trust. He want her to live happily after giving birth. Sandra deserved to be happy.
Sandra was occupied with a lot of chores. Anthony mother treat her badly. She never allow her to communicate with Anthony. She didn't want Rose to suspect her. She warned her always to behave, unless she will send her out roaming in the street. She have to endure the suffering. Rose hated her so much and talk harshly to her. Sandra hate Anthony so much. Her heart grow for hatred every day. Baby shower was held for Rose. By Anthony mother. Family and friends was invited. Sandra was in the kitchen, cooking different delicacy. Anthony mother instructed her not to come to the party. She wept profusely. She hated herself for loving Anthony. Her water broke. Anthony stayed with Sandra throughout the labor. After 2 hours of hard labor, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Anthony was happy, but instructed by his mother not to show his happy mood. Sandra have plans to leave Anthony house after she was discharged. Anthony was not comfortable again when he heard her telling his mother she was leaving with her baby. Anthony went to her and begged her to stay for her baby's sake. He promised to fulfill his responsibility as her husband. They both weep together. She didn't believe him, but she have no choice than to stay for her child's best future. Rose was put to bed after 5 months of Sandra giving birth. She gave birth to a beautiful girl. She was excited. At least her husband will not take care of Sandra child as his own. She have complained a lot, and his husband keep on giving different explanation. She had suspect that Anthony was the father of the baby. Sandra loved her baby dearly, and sometimes Anthony visit her in the midnight. Her hatred for Anthony reduced. They both decided to go on a separate way when favor her daughter clock 7-year-old. Rose's suspicion started growing. She started complaining to her in-law. Anthony love for favor grow every day. Sandra and Anthony cuddle her to sleep. Sometime, Anthony never listened to his mother again. Both Rose and Anthony start fighting each other. Rose wants Sandra out of the house. Anthony fight his mother, telling her Rose's promise will never be fulfilled. Sandra face a lot of backslide by Rose and Anthony mother. She complained, and Anthony promised to talk to his mother. Rose pampered Beauty, her daughter, with a lot of designers. She never allowed her to associate with Favor. Beauty hate Favor a lot and didn't want to share her dad with her. After all, Anthony had declared to Rose about Sandra. Rose's parents insisted her to stay. Sandra was not denied of her right again, but Rose and Anthony mother planned to set her away for good. Sandra dressed up for the new office work. She found make Anthony angry. He insisted she should not go, but Sandra remembered him. He was just the father of her baby, not the husband. This make Anthony frustrated. Rose and Anthony mother was happy. At last their plan worked. Favor have wanted to live Beauty lifestyle, but her mother warned her is not allowed. She make her understand how spoiled she is, and Favor promise she will never compare herself with her again.